Hello, my sunshine, and welcome to a new episode of the Hawker Morning Podcast. I am so excited to have you here, especially talking about this topic about becoming your higher self, tips on how you can create this version, this most beautiful version of yourself already within the now. If I'm being honest, I wasn't planning on recording this session today, but yesterday evening I was hosting a group coaching session and this topic came up, and it seemed like it was really, really helpful to my clients in the program. So I was just like, okay, let's sit down and let's make an episode about this. I think for me, this whole topic is very much connected to manifestation. And I remember that this was something that I somehow I came across this topic on TikTok. I've heard about it every now and then, but I couldn't really understand what it means, because this is just you change your beliefs, you just start to believe in something and then it happens. It was just a weird thought to me. So I got into the topic more and I learned so much about it. And this truly made such a difference in my life. I have spent years and years reading, watching, doing all the things regarding personal development. I've watched all the videos on how to be more productive, how to be more self-disciplined, how to all those kinds of videos where I really love to watch all of this. And I tried to implement things and I tried doing things, but somehow I never stuck to it. And I was trying to reach those goals, but I never seemed to have the discipline to follow through with it. And it became like this negative spiral where every time I tried something, I kind of in my mind already knew that it's not going to work. And something that I have realized is that the videos that you're watching on how to be more productive, how to be more motivated, in most cases, or at least for me, they do not go deep enough. I feel like if you have the problem that you're very unproductive all of the time, your problem is not really being unproductive. It goes so much deeper. But the mistake that you're making is you're just trying to treat the symptom of a deeper problem. And actually the solution to your problem is to go deeper. Realize, okay, why are you sometimes showing up in specific ways? What is really the limiting belief behind that? And then changing the story that you tell yourself. Change your state, change your thoughts, change all of those things, and change the story that you tell yourself. Because you have been spending years and years again telling yourself that you are not made for bigger things, that you don't have what it takes to get there, that you're not disciplined enough, that you're too lazy, that you do all of those things. But in reality, all we have to do is go deeper. And we need to change the story that you tell yourself over and over again. We need to change the thoughts that come up in your mind over and over again. We need to change this negative spiral of feeling stressed about all those little tiny things. And just let me make this clear. I know it is so important for you to be able to feel all emotions. I am completely against that. You have to feel happy all the time. No, all emotions are valid and all emotions are there for a reason. So let me start by saying what manifestation means to me. For me, manifestation means showing up as the version of yourself who already has what you want. Isn't that a beautiful thing? There is a version of you out there that already has what you want. There is a version of you out there that is living your dream life. There's a version of you out there that has everything you crave right now. It is out there. And it is on you, on finding this and putting this already within the now. For me, manifestation means showing up as this version of yourself who already has everything you dream about. It is about changing your thoughts, changing your feelings, and changing your limiting beliefs. And for me, manifestation doesn't mean, I'm manifesting $1 million on my bank account tomorrow and I'm not doing anything. Like, that is not how I view manifestation. Manifestation is, on one hand, about changing your identity, changing the story that you tell yourself, showing up as this higher version, but then also taking action like this higher version would. You have to change everything to get there. And it is okay if this path takes a long time. Especially the bigger the manifestations, it is okay when maybe those manifestations take a longer time. So maybe you're thinking, okay, manifestations are not coming true. Maybe what you want is so big that it takes it time. But you have to keep doing the thing, And right now, I want to share with you a couple of tips that really help me to show up as my higher self each and every day. I feel like we often make it so difficult for us by putting roadblocks in the way. We know that this friend is maybe not a good friend to us, but we still spend time with them. We know that we don't take care of ourselves first, but we still do that. My higher self fills my cup first. This is what my higher self does. My higher self is really connected with her goals and her dreams and her vision and her why. And I feel like this higher version is also so connected to her core values. And those core values help her so much taking this aligned action and then also getting the result. And don't get me wrong, I'm also still on a path. I have been learning about this and doing this now for already so long, but literally yesterday, I'm not only a coach, I'm also getting coached, because I think actually most of the coaches also get coached, because that's just a way to constantly work on yourself. Yesterday I was getting coached, and my coach helped me to see that there were still some kind of limitations that I put on my mind, that XYZ is not possible, because I have tried already so many things. And in my mind, I was just like, okay, this is not an option. This doesn't work. But then I had kind of like the aha moment where it's like, I'm putting this limitation on myself. And if I start to put that limitation away and act like the person that would hit this goal, this dream, then those things would actually come true. And that is so crazy to me. So let me start by giving you a couple of little things that you can do and implement in your life that will help you show up as your higher self. I think the first thing that I'm going to share, I already shared with you before, but I love this so much. I think one of the most powerful ways to manifest is actually with a scripting technique. I think I came across this method like maybe 1.5 years ago, something like that. And I found this to be so powerful, but it's also very simple and very easy to implement. All you have to do is take a couple of minutes to do what I'm about to tell you. So, what you're gonna do is imagine it is today, but in 1 year. So it's 2024. Okay, I don't know when you're listening to this. Maybe it's already 2024 when you're listening to this, but in my reality, it's now October 2023. So let's say today in 1 year, and you write a letter as if all your things have already happened, and you write it in present tense. So it's today in 1 year, and you write as if your dream life has manifested, okay? and you write all about it, all the details. And what I'm going to give you is your first prompt, like how you're going to start that sentence. And then you can just keep on writing. You start by writing down, I am so thankful and I feel blessed now that I have ... And then you can write whatever you want. I will repeat it again. I'm so thankful and I feel blessed now that I have... And then you can just continue to write this letter for yourself. And to give you a little bit of inspiration, I have my manifestation letter right in front of me right now. And I would like to read to you the first couple of sentences so you just get a feeling of what kind of feeling this letter should give you, okay? I am so thankful and I feel blessed now that I have the life I always dreamed about. Abundance, alignment, financial freedom, and love. There is so much growth and love surrounding me, and once again, it's better than I ever imagined. It goes on talking about my travels, working with my clients, talking about friendships, relationships, and I love the ending to my letter because I decided to add also some affirmations. So it's ending with, always remember, you can do anything you put your mind to. I'm filled with gratitude, love, and energy. I believe in myself and trust my abilities to succeed in all I do. Everything is working for my highest good. I'm in love with the person I'm becoming. So, what I did with this letter, I feel like people have different ways to learn, different ways they would like to receive information. So what I did for myself, well, first of all, I wrote this letter on paper. Then I wrote this letter also on my notes on my phone, so I always have it with me. And I also decided to record my voice speaking out this letter. And what I do is every morning and every evening, I listen to my voice. I listen to this letter to remind myself of the life that I want to live, and to remind myself to show up as this higher self. And this already makes the biggest difference. And it's so easy to implement because maybe instead of listening to music, you can just listen to your own letter. So this is the first tip that I wanted to share with you. I'm so sorry. What I would like to tell you now about is actually vision boards. I love vision boards. I think I have really created my first real vision board, I think 1.5 years ago. You can find on Pinterest, maybe I will show it to the ones who are listening on Spotify or any other podcast platform. I'm also recording this on video and putting it on YouTube. So if you're ever interested to watch me talk, you're free to also go on YouTube. But I think I will share there as well, like how my vision board looks like and kind of like my Pinterest board. Because the way I love vision boards, and I know it would be also so helpful to have this like in paper, just not just online, but for me this really works well. So I think about different areas of my life and where I want to be in those areas, and then I look for pictures that give me the same feeling and that are in kind of this category, if that makes sense. And I have now is it embarrassing? No, I don't think so. I have, I think, over 500 pins in my vision board on Pinterest. And what was so interesting to me that I created my first vision board, and within a couple of months I was living this vision board, and I got to create a new one, and then I got to create a new one. And it's so beautiful to see how you kind of switch your how you're imagining your future to look like, and that is completely okay. But so I basically created a background for my laptop and for my phone as well. So every time I open up my phone, the first thing I see is my vision board. And this vision board doesn't only like represent, a specific number that I want to hit or stuff like that, because that is actually not my intention. For me, it's more about having a feeling. And I think that is in general the most important part about that whole manifestation. It is about feeling the feelings that you're feeling in this dream version of you and taking the action steps accordingly. So I have created my vision board and I love it so much. So I would highly, highly recommend that you create something like this as well, because you know how often we look at our phones, and what if you look at your phone and can always feel inspired? Something else that also really, really helps me to manifest this higher version of myself is to do actually a meditation that I have created. I think I have posted it back in December, so you can still find it. To the ones watching on YouTube, you have to go on a podcast platform and to listen to this. But it is basically a meditation that will help you to connect with your future self. And it is so helpful to actually first gain the clarity of where you want to go, and this is an amazing tool to do so. So I highly recommend you to listen to this again if you don't know exactly how your higher self looks like and all those kinds of things. And there are two more things that come to my mind talking about how you can connect more with your higher self. I think it's so much about having a great environment, having people that support you on your journey and that help you become your higher self. So I was actually in my last episode talking about how to make friends in your 20s, because this is also a topic for me right now where I want to find those people where I can empower them and support them to go towards their dreams, but I also want to feel empowered and supported to go towards my dreams. And I think it's so important to also recognize, okay, are the friendships that I have healthy and helpful? And am I a healthy and helpful friend in those friendships? And then making it a priority to improve my environment and to improve for you your environment, so it is easier for you to become your higher self. I feel like in general, one of the biggest parts about all of this is that you make it easy for yourself to show up as your higher self. Don't make it so hard by putting all the roadblocks in your way that make this transition so much harder. And something that I like to do every now and then is also dress up like my future self or get ready like my future self. My future self also loves cozy vibes. My future self loves adventure. My future self loves also just to cuddle in a sweater. But my future self also loves to dress up every now and then, and that's also what I'm doing every now and then. And I think, actually one of the most important parts about showing up as your higher self is recognizing, okay, what are the action steps that my higher self would take to make their dreams reality? What are actually the action steps that they would take? Because so often we get stuck in this victim mode that actually really hinders us from getting anywhere. So what would your higher self do? What would they do to go towards their dreams? Because we often make it so complicated for ourselves. And I'm so excited because, as you know, in the Supportive Bestie Club, it is all about empowering you to become your own best version and showing up as your higher self, and you're being held accountable and all those things. And now we have talked about it in the last session that we had together, that we want to do a a 7-day higher self challenge. So our goal is to really, for 7 days, our main focus is to show up as our higher self. We're gonna like dress up like our higher selves, change the way we think, change the way we show up, change our routines, all those things, how our higher self would do that. And I'm so excited for that. And I truly, truly, wholeheartedly believe that my supportive bestie club, like this, will transform your life. Like if you are a person with a big heart and you want to make big changes and you want to do all those things, I truly, truly 100% believe that the supportive bestie club will change your life. Truly, wholeheartedly. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I just want to let you know that the supportive bestie club is on your side. We are a group of women where we empower each other to go for our dreams, and we have weekly calls together where we get really clear on, okay, what are the action steps that I actually need to take to get towards my dreams, to show up as this higher self. And we also always, in those weekly sessions, we take time to talk about whatever limiting beliefs are coming up, or we're doing exercises to show up as your higher self. And you're also connected with another accountability buddy. And yeah, I truly wholeheartedly believe that this will change your life. So I want to put this out there. My prices will raise soon. So this is also my lowest payment offer that I have. So if you want to have any more information about that, just like if you're curious and you think, okay, this maybe could be helpful, I would love to give you more information on that. As always, you can reach me on Instagram at greta.webhofer, at greta.webhofer. And I would love to see you in the group as well, because actually most of the girls that are in the group come from the podcast, and it warms my heart every time I get to see them. Like, they're so freaking amazing, and we're becoming each other's supportive bestie, and that is such a beautiful thing. So I want to put this out there. This resource exists for you. And for me, one of the biggest game changers in my life was showing up as this higher self and investing in myself. And actually, when I first learned about all those things, this is when I was going to a retreat and I was going to a coach, and I learned all those amazing things. So it's so important when you're on your journey to also invest in yourself. I'm not telling you that you need to invest in me, but in general, because I feel like all the information is already out there, but so often it's just too much information that we don't know where to start and what steps to take. And I would love to be that supporter on your side. So just wanted to put that out there. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoy this podcast, I would love if you could rate it 5 stars. And if not, that's also okay. If you're here on YouTube, I would love for you to give me some kind of feedback, maybe subscribe, put a thumbs up, whatever you feel like doing. And if you have the feeling that a friend of yours would benefit from this episode, feel free to send it to them. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.